How's it going?
Good afternoon, folks. My name is Kerry.
I'm Ed.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so basically what we've been doing is we've been doing these little shows. Um, we find it to be a lot of fun. We like to talk. I guess we like to hear ourselves talking a lot of the time.
Nobody listens to this at home,
Yeah,
so.
it's a complete lack of respect, I got to tell you. Anyway, so getting back to this subject, let's start here. We just pick a subject at random. It could be something ridiculous like a comedian or, whatever, stupid stuff happening every day, whatever. Um, Anyway, today I think we're going to talk a little bit about sports. The whole idea that you know trans females walk into women's sports and just kind of dominate them. Um, First off, let's start off with the most immediate and probably the worst part of it is the injury factor.
Yeah.
The injury factor is that it can range anywhere from serious injury to death. I believe, I could be wrong, and you can correct me if I am, but I believe there was a boxing match like a year or so ago.
Yeah, it
where
was.
that resulted in
You're
a
right.
woman actually dying from brain damage from
She
being
got
punched
hit
in the head.
right a couple of times.
Yeah,
And a man's force is a lot stronger than a woman's force.
it's a lot different. It's a lot different.
So
And then you were telling me something about UFC. What happened
in the
UFC?
UFC a couple of years back, same thing. Male went to the female competition, and he fought a female, and his kicked her right in the jaw and broke her jaw. I mean, one shot.
Now, honestly, I gotta put a caveat on that.
Right.
And that's the idea that it can happen in women-to-women sports that a jaw gets broken. It can. But honestly, the odds are astronomically low that that's going to happen.
Right.
When you have someone that's a lot taller
and stronger,
and
their legs are a lot stronger.
Right. And the bones are actually more dense. You have to remember that too. So, a woman getting hit by another woman is more like getting hit by a twig or like, something lighter. A woman getting hit by a man is like getting hit by a crowbar, which is entirely different. And then, in the case of, there was a cyclist recently that the same thing happened. And, this poor woman actually lost to this trans cyclist.
And she's been training for years.
Yeah, she's been
running for years.
Yeah, and it just kind of, she wasn't so upset that she lost. She can handle that. But
just
she couldn't
lose.
That
they let her in.
And this guy didn't have to train as hard as she did.
Right.
Right.
She's been doing it for over, I think, 20 years, she said.
Look at Leah Thompson. Leah Thompson's a great example, okay? As a male, did not dominate in any sort of swimming competition whatsoever. As a female, beat the best by 32 seconds. I mean, that's incredibly crazy.
Right, took over that sport.
It just dominated. You wouldn't take a flyweight boxer and put him against a heavyweight. Example being Kerry.
I weigh 140 pounds. Put me up against a 230-pound man.
Put him against Floyd Mayweather. I mean, think about what I'm saying here.
That ain't happening.
But
anyway, if you want 10-1 odds, you got it.
I'm betting on him. Anyway, Floyd, you have no idea what you're dealing with. Anyway, but what I'm basically saying is that these women have so much to lose. I know it doesn't sound like it's not a big thing. Just let them compete.
The scholarships,
exactly.
The hard work.
You have to realize that a lot of high schoolers, let's say, we're training for 10 years and they're only 13 to 15 years old. And they're going to lose out on scholarships. They're going to, and then you have the old, the ones who already have made professional levels. They're going to lose their endorsements without a doubt. It's just taking so much away.
And also psychologically on their mind.
Absolutely, because they're never going to think they're good enough.
They're going to feel, why should I get into this when I'm going to lose?
Right. And instead of them thinking men and women are equal, they're going to, in their mind, and really and truthfully, men and women are equal on an esoteric level. They're equal on the level that, we all think, in terms of brain power and that sort of thing. But when it comes to physicality, a man can have a baby, okay? And that makes women much more adept at handling pain, okay, physically.
Right.
And, men, we're babies about it. Let's get real. We get hurt. I mean, we'll play through the game because, bravado tells us to. But when we get home, we cry like little babies. You know what I mean? Where a woman will go and have birth and the next day go back to work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
yeah, women are tough like that. Yes.
Yeah. So they do have a different type of strength.
Right.
But when you're talking about a man, you're talking about thicker musculature. You're talking about a better cardiovascular,
stronger bones,
better circulatory system.
Testosterone.
Men don't have uterus. They don't have fallopian.
Right.
So
and the men have the
men's body,
testosterone.
Right, and a man's body has more room to actually inhale the air and so forth. As far as testosterone goes, it's funny you say that because That's really what the test should be. It should be a blood test.
Right.
And if you have a Y chromosome in your blood,
You're a male.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to say
You're
it,
a
but
male.
you're a male. I'll treat you if you want to dress like a female. By all means,
I'll
dress like a
treat
female.
you.
I'll treat you like a person because I don't treat male, female differently. I just treat everybody
I
with
treat you
respect.
like a human being.
Yeah,
All
you're either,
human.
so I don't really care about that. But the fact being, when it comes down to blood, your blood says what you are. It's
That's
that
it.
simple.
It's where you were born.
Yeah, you're not going to find a woman, a cis woman, as you will put it, and I'll say it like that has a Y chromosome. You're just not going to find it. And you're not going to find a cis man that has no
Right.
Y chromosome. It just doesn't exist.
Right. Simple.
I shouldn't say it doesn't exist because there are anomalies everywhere, obviously. But
it's a very simple thing in life.
Getting back to the subject, there's no reason that they can't have their own
sport.
Their own sport, their own leagues, exactly.
Right, their own league.
And no religion doesn't say there can only be 16 leagues. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
no, they should have their own league and competition.
Well, I do kind of understand on a certain level that it's going to be kind of hard to find 9 or 11 transgender people to put on like a baseball, football, or whatever type of team.
Right. Okay.
I get that. Okay, I really do. So on a situation like that, you put it up from the beginning that you are going to mix transgender and women together, or transgender women and men. You let just make it everybody. But if they know it, they walk in there with it. You can't push this into college sports because it'd be like putting a third grader on the to go against an SAT test that a master's degree a master's degree owner has. It's just not fair. They don't have the equipment to do it. They don't, they're just not equipped to do it well.
And like we said, these young ladies today, young girls who want a future, who are doing stuff like that, working hard, and they're going to just say, psychologically, they're going to say, wait a minute, why should I even try? And it's not good.
And then
it's not good for them.
What really was the biggest problem was it might have worked had they done it slowly, but they did it in 1 year. Like 1 year, there was all women, and then the next year was Leah Thompson, and that was it. Leah Thompson just destroyed everybody.
Right.
So it was just, you might have gotten away with it on a slower level because people wouldn't have noticed it as quickly. But when you put someone that's over 6 foot against someone that's 5'3" for swimming, number one,
and much bigger and stronger,
and bigger feet. Which feet are what propels you in the water.
And bigger arms,
bigger hands.
Right,
that's why you
stroke.
Right, exactly. Longer body. When you put someone like that, I mean, even to the degree, I don't mean to say it like this because I don't know what her competition's attributes were, but even breasts in the water. A woman with real breasts create drag. The breasts have to have some sort of drag on them. The same way you have a wing on a car. I mean,
wing on a plane.
The reason you have a wing on a car is to hold the back of the car down at high speeds because the wind hits it and presses it down.
Right.
Okay, so that gives you a little more press to the ground. Well, with women and a breast going forward, it would do the same thing. So if you don't have breasts, and I'm not, I know some women are flat chested. I get that. That's not really my point. But I'm saying
some that have some pretty big ones out there that can't even move.
The physical attribute does have a lot to do with it, and could get in the way. I mean, that's just the way it is. Anyway,
it's a sad situation all around when you think about it.
It's really simple to settle
and make things simple in life.
If it's an individual sport, let them have their own league. Right. Let them have their own league. If it's a sport where you need anywhere above 9 people on the field or ice or whatever at any given point, then maybe turn around and say we're going to start a league where we'll allow men, women, trans, whatever, anybody's allowed to join. Because if you're letting a male join a female, really anybody's allowed to join. It's just that simple. Right. Anybody can turn around and say I'm a female and join that. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at, I guess.
That's where we're at today, and it's very sad, but hopefully maybe it'll change in the future if they, like we just said, give them their own league, maybe that'll help.
I think the next one we're going to do is going to be a little less serious. I think we're going to have some fun with it. And we're going to
we're going to do some comedy. We got some sports. We got some.
Well, I think the next one we'll do is the paranormal one.
Oh, geez, that's a funny one.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys watch Paranormal, Caught on Tape. It's really, I'm going to preface this by saying it's a really good show. I love seeing Bigfoot. I love seeing the ghosts. I love seeing all that stuff. But what makes it a really good show
Is
are
the
the
people that
experts.
talk, experts
Because
that
everything is so typical to them. You know, it's like if they see Bigfoot, for example, banging on a tree with a stick with his left hand, they might turn around and say something like, you know,
that's
what's
not typical.
No, they'll say something like this. You know what's strange about this picture? Like everything isn't strange about this picture, right?
He uses his right hand.
He usually uses his right hand, but today, if you look, he must have hurt his right hand. That's all I can come up with.
He's using his left hand.
Maybe he's got a hangnail on his right hand and he can't use it, you know?
It's so funny stuff, man.
Or like they'll see a ghost and, you know, the ghost will
move a chair, but that's not typical.
But no, they usually do doors. They don't do. Oh, just to see my bird fly by. Sorry about that. I've got all sorts of animals. They'll pop in also from time to time. But yeah, I'll turn around and be like, you know, usually it's not the chair that slides, it's a door that closes. It's, you know.
If a ghost wants to move something, he's gonna move something.
Yeah, I mean, come on, please. I mean, geez whiz. Anyway, so
that's the funny part about it.
Yeah.
Although they're very smart too, they're really educated, you know, but it's just funny to say, oh wait, the chair should not move. The door should close. No. A ghost is a ghost.
Right? Oh my gosh. Anyway.
A ghost is a ghost.
So listen, guys, one more thing I'll ask of you. If you're actually watching this, which I don't know if you are or not, we're not, you know, we're doing it because we want to hang out with you. We really don't ask you for nothing. We just want to hang out with you.
Have fun having some good topics.
But let us know you're hanging out with us. Just hit the like down there. I don't care if you're subscribing. If you want, great. That would be awesome. We'd love for you to subscribe. But hit the like or leave us a question just so you give us something to answer, you know, because, you know, we get tired of hanging out with each other. So, we've been hanging out so long. Yeah, it's not even funny.
I mean, 48 years. You think we had enough? Nah.
It's my buddy. Anyway,
never.
Yeah, so listen. This is Black and Back talking to you. If you want to look us up, that's what we're under. My name's Ed. That's Kerry.
My name's Kerry. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking to you very shortly.
Yeah, listen.
A lot of topics, whatever you like to hear. We got a lot of topics.
Worst case scenario is you waste some time. You know? Anyway, have a great day, guys.
Enjoy your day. Be safe.